For a long time, I was made to feel like a visitor. I was made to feel like I didn't belong here. And I felt alienated, and I didn't understand why.
Syeyutsus begins by understanding and embracing the teachings of this land on which we live and work as a basis for our journey to truth and reconciliation.
I always think back about Auntie Joan when she says this is the first time we've ever been invited to the table, and it shocks me to understand and even fathom that concept after so many decades of the school district being here. And now we're finally allowed to sit at the table with everyone else, and that's really a huge, massive, transformative time for every one of us. And for myself personally, it makes me feel like I shine from within even brighter because I feel valued, I feel honored, and I feel that my voice matters for the first time ever in this capacity.
When we first were looking to put this into the framework, what we were looking for was a term that was walking in two worlds. And I think that is as close as we could get in the Hulkaminam language. But to me, it's actually quite meaningful that we have found a word that means that, and it was unintentional to land on a word that means walking together, because for so long our Indigenous relatives have been walking in two worlds. They have been navigating colonial ways and still managing to hold on to the language and the lessons of the land and traditional ways. And they've been walking in two worlds. And what Syeyutsus means to me is it's time for non-Indigenous folks, for the colonizers to come alongside our Indigenous relatives and learn the lessons that they have to teach us. And for me, what I see is that we started out with this term that we were hoping could embody walking in two worlds, but what we landed on, and this is one of those iconic moments of this language and this land, is something that means walking together. And my hope is that with this framework, we'll move from walking in two worlds to being able to walk together.
The Syeyutsus policy is groundbreaking, in my opinion. When you work within an organization, you're guided by the policies and principles that are set in place by your board, by your leadership. If you have that tacit permission to walk differently, to behave differently, to take chances, to be vulnerable, then our students benefit from that. It provides us a platform on which we can explore ourselves. It provides us a platform that we can seek a better self. And so our organization, I think, through this policy, seeks to become something different than an education system has been in the past.
For the school district bringing this forth for our children of all ages and all cultures, it's important that they learn from the land so that we can all be one, working together as one, and things will start getting better for us in this universe. Working together is what we need to do. Aichka.
Syeyutsus means together, connecting and joining. Not only the land and the sea, the animals, fish that belong there, but the peoples, and the people are so connected to the land, and that's the First Nations, on reserve, off reserve, Métis. All people are connected together and sharing their knowledge and their wisdom, and erasing any barriers that may exist from historical passings.
Syeyutsus is, I think, the beginning of the school district recognizing and reconciling our relationship with Indigenous people. The relationships we have with Indigenous people are the most important relationships we have in the school district right now. And I would say that this is the most important work that we're doing in the school district right now.
I hope and I believe that as our Syeyutsus policy grows into action across the district, that both our Indigenous and non-Indigenous students and many of their families will come along and learn what the land has taught us, that we are one family. Our schools, our buildings, our offices, our kids, our parents, we're all living on this one land. We are one family, working together. And when you're family, you treat each other differently, you look upon each other differently, and you create a much stronger community and a stronger and better world. And I believe this Syeyutsus policy can be the stimulus that makes that change, that very positive change, not only in this district, but across the community.
My children will be able to walk with their heads higher, and they will be able to truly feel it in their heart that this is who we are. This land is sacred, and it's where we were birthed from. All those eagles flying out there, all the salmon in the ocean, all the bears in the forest, we are one with all of that. And for the first time, we're able to share that experience and that wisdom and that knowledge with everybody that's opening up their heart and mind. And because of our history and where we are today, we are grasping onto that in this area of the world as Koselish Kwamoch. And it feels so, like I'm so honored and so proud to even be who I am, to even know that I have a voice and that I can use my Hulkaminam squall and that I can share my songs. My kids can share their dances. And it's really tapping into another realm of goodness. And it's a very fortunate time of blessing, and, we're so grateful. It's nothing but abundance of gratitude, and how rich we really are in here. And now we're able to share it in a way that opens people's hearts and minds up. And once they really tap into it themselves, you'll see them shine and explode like a supernova. It's going to feel so good when the heart and the mind come together as one. And that's our Aish Kwalavan. So.